So this is the lovely stack that I had, and some were from the library, so we had some good finds from the library this month. Some I didn't read, one I DNF'd, one has a 5-star, I've got two 4-stars, so I think it was a pretty good month. So let's begin with the couple, well, the one that I didn't manage to read. So this was the Rebecca Stoke Ghost Walk. Didn't have time to do this, and I did get 4 books from the library, so it were a choice between them, which I really wanted to read, or this one that I wasn't particularly sure of. So we'll pick this up in another month. So didn't read that one. The next one I didn't, well, I read a couple of, well, it wasn't a couple of pages, I read about a chapter and a half of this. I just didn't enjoy it, and this was When I Was 5 I Killed Myself by Buten. I just couldn't get into it, the language, I don't know whether, I thought it'd be a quite good one because it were a short one, and I thought I'd be able to whiz through it. However, I just didn't like the language of it. I don't know if it was because it was from the perspective of a young boy and the way he'd written it. I'll keep hold of it and maybe revisit it another time, because sometimes I find I have to be in the right mindset for a book. I don't know if that's the same for you guys, but yeah, DNF'd. Sorry, Howard. So then I had my book prompt, which was from my book jar, my little prompt jar, and that was to read a book about witches. So I picked Lily's House by Cassandra Parkin. The one thing that made me pick it was because the synopsis says, as a child, Jen adored Lily and suspected she might be a witch. So, witch, reading a book about witches, tick. It was really slow burning. I didn't think that I'd actually like it. I stuck to it though, mainly because even though it was slow burning, I did like the descriptions and the sort of flashbacks about her grandmother. It did take a while and to get it, I think it was about 3 in before actually I did start enjoying it. But once it got towards the end, I actually quite liked it. I did only give this a 2.5 stars. I think mainly because it was so slow. So we'll have I'd have to try another one from Cassandra Parkin to see whether I actually do think I would read any more. So that was that one, 2.5 stars. I haven't finished Malibu Rising. I'm about 100 pages in, and I'm videoing this on the bank holiday Monday, so I'm hoping to squeeze this in before September, so it will technically be an August read. Goes without saying, I loved Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, equally loving this one. The characters are just brilliant, the setting's brilliant, I love the flashbacks between the years. This one's set in 1983, but we're flashing back to into the 1950s, and it's just got that old movie sort of vibe and just the lifestyles of how people live, and I adore it. Taylor Jenkins Reid, you are a legend. Looking forward to reading some more books, and what I'm liking with this one is that she's referencing characters that were in Evelyn Hugo, and that's a nice touch. So I'm hoping to read. She hasn't mentioned Carrie Soto, and I think that's in one of her other books. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I will definitely be picking up more Taylor Reid. So loving it, and I will let you know what I think. I'll probably put it on one of my Instagram book reviews. Good Me, Bad Me, Forgive Me by Ali Land. I feel like this was ages ago since I read this. It's right at the beginning of the month, but again, really good read. I like the pace of it. I liked it. It's from the perspective of a daughter whose mother is a serial killer, which is it were a bit of a different read, but yeah, it kept me gripped throughout. But I think I only give this did I give this a 3.5 stars? I think I did. but yeah, again, I'd recommend it as just a nice, easy read. So that's that one. So then I picked up 4 books from the library, and I'm really surprised because I went into the new section in the library and I had 2 of these books on my Amazon wish list, which were The House Across the Lake by Riley Saga and Mary Shelley Book Club. No, it's not book club, what am I on about? It's the Mary Shelley Club. Ignore me. This was my 5-star read for the month of August. Absolutely brilliant. So this is based around, if you've not read it, I won't tell you obviously everything, but this is based around Rachel Chavez, who something's happened in her past, and then she gets transferred to a new school in New York. As you can imagine, it's quite a well-to-do school. It's Manchester Preparatory Prep. I'm just going to say prep because I can't say the other word. But yeah, she feels like she doesn't fit in. Somebody gets pranked at a party, and she ends up realising it's part of a group of people that are doing this pranking, and she gets introduced to the Mary Shelley Club that are all into horror, anything horror related, thrillers, books, and she finds that this other new world that she gets drawn into. The horror references in this book and the way that they're embedded in the story are really good. I think it was really cleverly written. This is a YA novel. I didn't feel like it was written as a YA novel. I think it wasn't. I think the ideas, and I think you'd need to understand the horror aspects from horror movies, and I don't think it's quite. I don't think that matters whether you're young or old. I think it was really. It was really good. I really enjoyed it. It was a quick turnaround that I read this book. I couldn't put it down. So definitely one of my 5-star reads this month. And that's by Goldy Moldavsky. Hope I haven't ruined that for you, but there we go. Riley Saga. What can I say about Riley Saga? I have read Survive the Night. The suspense, the tension, the lead up, absolutely brilliant. The ending of that was, it didn't hit it for me. Similarly, this one's the same, and I'm really gutted because you've got a house, you've got all the makings of something brilliant, but then when you find out the pinnacle bit of the story, I just felt like I was so frustrated with it. I just wanted more. I wanted that to be. If I could have lifted that out and that not being in there, it would have been the perfect book, because the tension that builds up towards it, it's really good. I do like Riley Saga's writing style that gives you that tension, but I just think it was a bit of a letdown. But it hasn't put me off reading him. I'll still carry on reading him, but this, I did only give this one a 3 stars for that reason. But I'm not giving up on him. We'll have to just keep going with it. So that was The House Across the Lake. The Furthest Station by Ben Aaronovitch. Apologies, probably ruined that one as well. This one is about, it's part of a series which I didn't realise about a character in the book called PC Grant, who, I mean, I've only read this one, so I'm not gonna, from the reviews that I've read, it's sort of a build up of his character and what he does in a series of books. But this one caught my eye because it said there's something going bump on the Metropolitan line. More than going bump, traumatised travellers have been reporting strange encounters on their morning commute with strangely dressed people delivering urgent messages. So yeah, that caught me. It wasn't the best book. It was an okay read. It was a quick read, so that was good. Would I read any more? Probably not. It just wasn't it was too descriptive. It was giving too much information about the London Underground, and that didn't really sort of vibe with me. But it was an okay read, so that one's that one. Another 4-star read. Now, I love Stephen King. Elevation hit all the right notes for me. A lot of reviews on this have said that they thought it were a bit of a pointless book. They thought it was just, they didn't enjoy it. Maybe that's because it wasn't usual Stephen King style. Although I have read other similar style books by Stephen King that are like pure gore or pure fear or horror, but this one it was so heartfelt, and I think that's where it hit me. It's all based on like relationships and characters and how they gel together and how they overcome certain situations. This one's about a guy called Scott Kerry who is losing weight, but he's not physically showing that he's losing weight. He has a couple of neighbours who he's having a bit of a tiff with because the dog keeps following on the lawn, and it's about the relationship between them, and they all like bond together, and it's that for me. I think there's something special about this, and I really enjoyed it. So that's the reason I give this a 4-star. He does that in his other books, like It with the Losers Club. I think he brings the characters together, and you see that bond and how they each interact with each other. Same with the novel The Body, which we turned into Stand By Me. The relationship between the kids, I think he does that really well, and that's one reason I do love reading Stephen King. I am gutted that my mum used to have all the Stephen King hardback novels, and I'm gutted because she got rid of them and I never read them as a child, and it made it my mission to actually get all the Stephen King books. So definitely recommend this one, even just for a quick read. I think it's well worth it. And then last but not least, oh yes, another Stephen King novel, Billy Summers. Absolutely brilliant, 4-star read, definitely. Again, the characters do it for me. There's just something about the way he writes, and you're instantly there with the character, and I think it's just not magical, because I don't think his books are magical, but I think it's like you're living there with that character and following what's going on, and there when they're making decisions, and the bond that they have with other people, and I think it's really clever. This one is about a killer, Billy Summers, who is a killer for hire, and he goes and he's about to retire, and he decides that he's going to do one last job. It doesn't go particularly how he thinks, but you're taken along there. There's flashbacks to his past, and I think that's really cleverly done, and it all ties into the story that we're following in present day. And I just think it was just a good read, really good read. I really enjoyed myself with this book. So yeah, so I did enjoy all my, most of my August TBR. So I do need to return some books to the library, but it's an excuse to try and get some more books for my September read. So with that in mind, I'm going to do my prompt jar to see what we need to be getting. So my prompt we'll take out the prompt from August. That was a book about witches, so we can get rid of that. So let's see what we get this time. Let's have a look. A book with a colour in the title. That'll be quite interesting. So, we'll have to see what we get with it. But I hope you all did well on your August TBRs, and I look forward to looking at them on Instagram or on YouTube. But I hope you're all having a lovely bank holiday weekend, and I will catch you next time. Bye!